family. It's your Keeping It Real coach, Keisha. Today, we are finally going to do it. We are going to talk about how to actually write a goal. We've been talking about this leading up, getting all the juice for the last, I don't know, 4 weeks. It's been a little bit longer than that because I know it seems like I fell off the face of the earth. But part of the goal, and we will get into it a little bit more later, is that you must focus, like laser like focus, like on on whatever it is your goal. So I had to be really focused on the goal that I had over the last 4 weeks because I really needed to get all of the things done. Was it fun? Heck yeah. Was I tired? Tired as hell. Let me tell you, not a game. Was it fun, exciting, all of those things? Yes. Was it nerve wracking, boring, heart stopping? No. I was out there living my best life, getting all of the goals done that I had set for myself, and I got 100% of them done. I feel like a badass. Now, this leads me to step number 1. This is the most important step. If you can't get this down, don't even bother. Like, go do something else. I don't know, pick your teeth, file your nails, bake some cookies. I mean, unless your goal is to bake cookies, then never mind. I digress. Back to the topic. Number 1 thing you need for your goal. You need a notebook, a journal, some paper. Heck, toilet paper, I don't care. You need something to write down on. You must write everything down. I bought this, I think, at like Walmart or Target on sale for 35 cents. Back in my extremely broke days, I would just staple together scratch paper for my journal because I needed every one of that 35 cents for bags of top ramen. I know they're terrible for you, but I was really poor. So don't at me, okay? Anyway, you're also going to need a pencil, a pen, any kind of writing utensil. Poo, blood, I don't judge. I like to use highlighters. This is not crucial. You actually don't need highlighters, but I like to use them because when I'm writing my journal, I like to highlight specific things. This is unique to everybody, but you don't absolutely need them. But if you want to get them, you can. Now, this brings us to step number 2, writing the actual goal. This is going to be shocking. This is going to be earth shaking. But you need a goal in order to write down in your journal. It can be any goal. I say the sky is the limit. Pick something that you don't even think that you can meet. It's so huge, it's so big, it's so complex. Because, as many people have said, it's better to have a big goal than to settle on something smaller. Because if you get the thing that you settled on, you are missing out on all the big, great things that you could have had if you just took a little bit of a risk. And the risk is writing it down. How much of a risk is that? So, it's important for you to think of a goal if you don't already have one. I'll wait. Okay. Did you get one? Do you have one? You do? Okay, good. I have a goal. So we're gonna work through my goal. So and you take out what I'm saying and you add what you have. I think that will be the easiest way possible. Now, if you notice, I am sitting in front of this amazingly janky like room divider that I got dumpster diving. I did. I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. It needs a little zhuzhing up and I could use it. I had to paint it, I had to put it back together, and if you'll notice my handiwork, like right there, you see it? I taped it back together. But it totally works. Behind me is a whole room. I am sitting in my garage, aka sewing studio. It looks like a sewing studio. There's fabric and sewing machines everywhere. It is not glamorous. It's dark. May I say dank? It is my goal to transform this room into something beautiful with like good lighting and a nice background so that when my dogs bark, I can kick their little butts out. Okay, I'm back. I kick their little butts out, but truth be told, they're chihuahuas. They do carry switchblades and baseball bats with them at all times, even though they're like 9 and 15 pounds. They're so little, yet they're so loud all the time. But I love them. They're cute. They're not going anywhere. But yes, they're annoying. Yes. Especially when I'm trying to tell you guys how to write a goal. You know who's down here? Come here. Come here. You remember this guy? My incredibly annoying yet exceedingly cute support system Chewbacca. His eye is not doing so well, so he's gonna go to the vet today after I make this video. So it's my goal for him, for his little eye to get all better and to stop barking at everything, every blade of grass, every puff of smoke, every gnat. It is my goal. Will that happen? Probably not. So let's just get back to a goal that I actually think I can meet, which is turning my sewing studio, which I will show you next week. It's a lot. Into the stuff that legends are made of. Because when I think about turning this into something beautiful, it is extremely overwhelming. There is so much stuff. It's dark, it's organized, but it's just what I want to do with it is going to take a lot. It could be time consuming, it could cost a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of getting rid of things, organizing, and my already busy schedule. My schedule is so busy. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I think, did I bathe today? Did I brush my teeth? I'm pretty sure I slept, but I'm not 100% sure. This is how busy my schedule is. As some of you can attest, some of your schedules are exceedingly busy too. But we still have empires to build, which means we got to get our goals done. So I want to turn my very full, very dark, unappealing sewing room into a beautiful sewing room that I can make really amazing videos for you guys. I'm getting a lot of great questions, and I really would love to have a beautiful velvet blue chair with a great background and nice lighting with my cup of tea while I answer these questions for you guys. So that is my goal. Some of your goals might be things like lose weight, get out of debt, get married, go back to school, have a vacation. Maybe it's remodel your house. Heck, maybe it's buy a house. Maybe it's fix up that classic car. Get a dog. I got one right here that you can have. Now that you have that goal burned into your brain, it is time to write it down. Before we write it down, remember this. We do not need to know how it's going to happen, why, when. We don't need to know the mechanics. All we need is the goal. That's it. So, in your journal, your notebook, your toilet paper, we don't care. You're going to write it down. You're probably going to have more than one goal. So, I like to write number one. So my goal is to transform this room into a place of amazing creation that looks beautiful, that smells beautiful, that's everything that I could ever want. So I would write this in the I call it the I am or I have. You're writing it as if you already have it. So I would say I have an amazing creation space. I don't want to say an amazing sewing room or amazing place for videos because I do multiple things in this room. I practice belly dance in this room. I sew. I make my videos here. I craft. I watch too many Instagram reels in this room too. Too much YouTube. So I want it to be a place of creation, and this is why I would say I have an amazing place of creation. If you are trying to get out of debt, you do not want to say, I am debt free. That doesn't work. What you want to say is something like, I have uh, lots of abundance. I'm able to pay all of my bills, save plenty of money, and have money to do all of the things that I would like to do. Because if you were riddled with debt, you couldn't do any of that stuff. You'd be barely paying your bills. Savings? What the heck is that? Vacation? Concert? Buying new shoes? Not happening because you don't have the money to do so. So that would be how you could say it if you need to say something like be debt free. You can say things like have ample abundance, ample wealth, have so much money in the bank. I don't like putting a figure really for money because I think it could be limiting at first. But once you get good at it, then it's very easy to manifest these things or meet the goals. So once you have that goal in the I am statement, we need to expand it a little bit. We need to give our thanks. So you need to thank the universe, your God. If you do not believe in universe or God or barking dogs like I have now, you can thank your higher self consciousness. So I would say something like, thank you, universe. Now that I have, or thank you, universe, because I have a great creation space. We have to also put how we feel in that. I would say something like, thank you, universe, because I have this great creation space. I feel inspired. I feel grateful. I feel excited because I can create anything that I want any time of the day. And then we're going to end in gratitude, which is thank you so much. Eternally grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. We have to start with thanks, with gratitude, say the goal as if we already have it, tell how we feel because we have it, and then we give thanks again. Now, this next part is a little bit controversial for many people. Some people say that you should put a due date at the end of this goal, and some people say you shouldn't. I think that more information is better, and especially for meeting goals. So I like to put a due date. So after you give your thanks, then you say something or you write something down that says by a specific date. It could be by December 31st, 2023. It has to be a date that feels right. If I say I'm going to have this whole room whipped and dipped by Saturday, well, today's Friday. That doesn't feel like I could do it. If I say I'm going to have this room all tricked out in 2 weeks, it still doesn't feel right. But for me, I could say, you know, we're already at June 9th, 2023. I believe that I can have this room all together by September 1st of 2023. That feels really good. That feels feasible. But it's not so far off in the future that it's like 15 years from now. So you don't want it to feel too far away, but yet you don't want to feel rushed either on most cases. So I originally wanted to pick Halloween, October 31st of 2023. So I want to push myself a little bit. So I said, let me just scoot it up by 1 month because I am feeling a little pushed, but I also feel that I can get this room together by then. So you want to do that. Pick a date. Even if you don't think that you can meet it by the day or ever, it doesn't matter. Pick a date that it's going to be done by. Now, the next step would be we look at this huge goal that seems impossible to meet. If it seems impossible, you will inherently feel negatively about it. If you feel negative about it, it's not going to actually ever happen. So we want to take this one big goal and we want to segment it into smaller goals. So we're going to write down creation space. What steps do I think that I need in order to make this space nice? Well, I need better lighting. I need to declutter. I need to get rid of some stuff. I need to reorganize this whole space. I need to have a nice backdrop. I need a blue velvet chair. I need to have heating and air conditioning because it gets really hot or really cold in here because it's not insulated. Maybe I want to insulate it a little bit. I need to fix my cutting table. I made my cutting table. It looks good, but I use peel and stick tiles and they do not work. I need a large piece of something like linoleum that is one solid piece. So I need that. And then I'm going to leave some spots blank because there's some things that I don't know that I need, but I do need them. And those things will come along as I go. So once you have all those steps down that you think that you need in order to meet those goals, you're going to pick only one step. Don't pick them all, only one step. That step, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to write down everything that you may need in order to meet just that one step. So if I need better lighting, step number one is to take down the old lighting. Step number two would be to research lighting. That would be great for creation spaces. Step number three is to purchase lighting. Step number four could be, now these steps are not in any particular order, but we're just writing down all the steps that we think that we need. Create a budget for the lighting. Uh, Hire a handyman to either hang the lighting, take the lighting away. But in my case, I'm probably just going to get lighting that plugs in. So I need to have a ladder, have the hardware to hang lighting. So you see how these steps go? Then with that smaller step, I have a due date on that too by whenever. Now, this due date may be a week away because it might take me 10 minutes to take all of the lamps down. And that then it may take me an hour to research and purchase the lights because I'm not probably going to store. I'm probably going to order it and have it shipped here. So once that step is done, then you go on to the next step, which would be maybe I want to declutter. And it's going to be get boxes, find a place to donate or give away the things that I don't want to keep. It could be make piles of yes, keep, maybe, and give away. You get my drift. You do this for however many items you have. We call those action items under the main goal. However many action items you have, that's how many sub goals you have, and each needs a due date. Because when you break it down into these little small chunks, it becomes much easier to meet the little chunk than it is to meet the whole goal. We don't care about the goal. We're not worried about that. We're worried about the little chunks. Now, the point of meeting a goal, write this down. I'll wait for you to recharge your pen and pencil. Okay, I waited for you. The point of a goal is not actually meeting the goal. The point is for you to build your character, for you to become a better person, so that you can live in your purpose. We are going to talk about purposes in about 2 weeks, unless you want to talk about it next week. If you want to talk about purposes next week, write in the chat. Send me an email or a message. You want to talk about how to find your purpose first. If I don't hear anything, we're going to go over my little creation space. It's up to you because this is not really a channel for me. I live all the things that I tell you. This is a channel for you so that you don't have to struggle like I struggled all 42 years of my life. Anyway, write this down. Think of the person that you are becoming. Think of the character that you're going to build, all the skills that you're going to be learning, how much better that you will be for doing these things. Now, when you start to meet a goal, it takes exactly two things. It takes consistency and discipline. Consistency, as we talked about before, is doing something over and over and over again, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't want to, even when you're hungry, tired, grumpy, sick. You still do it. And then discipline is finishing something. You see it to the end. So we've talked about this before. So employ your consistency and your discipline. Use those two things to get you through, because this could be a long process that is a lot depending on where you are in your life and what you've set as your goal. We're still not done with this goal. And this may seem like a lot, but when something's important to you, you get it done. You put it as priority. You do all the things that you need to do to get it done. So whoever is out there whining, oh my gosh, Keisha, I have to write it down and then I have to do all these little sub goals. Hey, you better put that whining away. Put that quivering lip away. We are building our empire here. You're worth it. Put the work in, or I will side eye you. Okay, here's what we're doing next. We're going to put a chart because you need to look at this every single day. The things that you put your focus on get done. When you focus on something with laser like intensity, it gets done. So, this is also negative or positive. If you focus on the positive things, you'll get positive outcomes. If you focus on the negative things, you're going to get negative outcomes. So skip the middleman and just focus on the positive things, because you're going to focus on the negative things. All the negative stuff is going to happen, and you're still going to want to focus on the positive things because you want to have an awesome life. Skip the negative stuff and focus on the positive stuff. Even when I was extremely sick with cancer, yeah, I'm pulling out my cancer card, people. Yes, even when I was extremely sick with cancer, I still worked on the goal. My only goal was to survive. That was it. I focused only on that. So don't feel sorry for me. It worked out. I'm here with you. I am not a phantom, as some people may think. I'm here for the time being, and I have many other goals. I focused, laser like intensity. You do the same thing, and I don't want to say 100% of the time, but you know, 100% of the time you'll meet these goals. If you don't meet them, probably was a bad goal. So you got something better, or you changed the goal slightly to suit what you actually wanted, because you discovered that the goal that you wrote down wasn't 100% what you wanted, and you revised it. So we're going to put on a chart. We are going to actually have a graph. You're going to plot your success, what you've done. So as when you're going to write down, the little L, the little axis, you're going to have on the bottom the due dates, and on the top you're going to have the sub goals, but just paraphrase it so it could be organize garage, get lighting, fix cutting table. You get the drift. And then the dates, and you're going to plot them on your graph, because if you can visually see your success, it helps you to stay motivated. When you are on fire for something, it's much easier to be consistent. And then you definitely want to see your discipline, because you want to see it finished, but you're focused on it because you see it every single day on your graph. You also get the feel good hormones that are released in your body when you check something off on a list. Now, I am not a doctor or a scientist, so go look up the feel good hormones that are released when you reward yourself by checking things off. Now, if you have a question about this, write it in the chat or send me an email, and I'm happy to answer every single question. We are going to continue with this goal business because it's a lot. If you do this, please share it with me so that we can do it together. Okay, Weirdo family, this video has gotten to be long enough. So until next week, unless you message me, I might do a bonus video. I'll see you later.